Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is my open book. We are back with a tarot card reading TBR. So grab a drink and grab a snack and let's see if the cards are on my side for the month of February. So it's been a while since we've pulled out a tarot deck to pick our TBR. This month we're going to go with the Mystical Manga tarot deck. I'm pretty sure this is from Barnes & Noble, but I did in fact steal this from my sibling-in-law, so cannot confirm. But these cards are really fun. This is what the back looks like, and then this is what the art style is like on the actual cards. I'm obsessed with them. So let's give these a good shuffle. I'm not exactly changing it up too much. I'm still gonna draw 8 cards. I actually don't know what my book club pick is as of the moment I'm filming this. So I will insert a clip of what our book club pick is gonna be once Katie and I decide. I'll put that here. Okay, so I confirmed with Katie. Our book club pick is gonna be Branded by Saffron Kent. This is a dark Western romance. This one also uses one of my other favorite tropes, which is a pen pal romance. So it sounds like there's like a prison pen pal program, and this college student, she starts writing to an inmate through this program under a false identity. The inmate in question is the male main character, who is a cowboy, and when he gets out, he goes to hunt her down. So this sounds really good. It combines some of my favorite things: cowboys, dark romance, pen pal, so many great things. So our book club is gonna be the last Thursday of February. Let me look at my calendar here, which is the 26th, February 26th, Katie's channel, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will have everything down below. Please feel free to join us. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And yeah, let's see what the rest of the TBR has in store. Okay, so book club pick aside, I'm gonna pick 8 cards and we're gonna use them to pick books off of my TBR. Primarily physical books, hopefully. My goal is to read at least 5 physical books a month, and then that leaves me like 2 ebooks and 1 audiobook as well. Or if I want to just keep doing physical books, I can also do that, because it could be that there's a physical book I have where I can also listen to it like with my library or something, or it's also on Kindle Unlimited. So I think even if I pick more than 5 physical books, I'll probably still do ebooks and audiobooks anyway. But then at least it's still counting towards my physical TBR challenge that I'm giving myself for the new year. And yeah, the only other parameters I'm really giving myself is I do want to try and add some variety, right? Well, this card totally jumped out at me. I can't make this up. This card literally jumped out. It's the Death card. Cool. That's cool. Okay, we're just gonna leave that to the side. We'll come back to that later. What was I saying? I have a note on my phone of some things that I want to try and include every month if I can. So like mixing in a different genre, like a classic or a manga or a banned book. Making sure that I'm checking my Hoopla and Libby holds, because I always forget to check those. I pick my TBR and then nothing from my TBR is on my holds. So I never get to read my Hoopla and Libby books. There are a couple author backlists I want to check out. I'm still going to allow myself to read new releases too. I have on here to try and finish a series or pick a series from my 2026 TBR that I want to read. And then I can also just like pick randomly or pick like a seasonal book when the time is right. So these are kind of the parameters I'm going with. So if you want to take a screenshot and do this with me, you totally can. But I figured this would be a good way to kind of like add variety, but also like still let me mood read. You know what I mean? It's not like super rigid. And also the cards are ultimately going to decide, not me. Now in terms of any books I'm kind of like hoping for, honestly everything that I said in my 2026 TBR. So I will link that video up above. I really want to read the Game Changer series by Rachel Reed, the new hockey male romance series that everyone is talking about because of Heat of Rivalry. Honestly, anything that was on my 2026 TBR is still like on my mind. So that's definitely what I'm hoping for. I am currently reading in my January TBR from Joshua, My husband picked my TBR for January, so there were a couple series that he mixed in that I saved for the end of the month. That way if I wanted to keep reading, I could kind of carry it over into February. So like I'm currently reading Feast of Sparks, which is part of the Thorn Chapel series by Sierra Simone. And then I also still have to read Too Wild to Tame, which is part of the Romancing the Clarksons series by Tessa Bailey. So I might continue those series into February if I'm really feeling it. Let's see what this death card is about. That is kind of scary. Now I feel like the death card, people always get intimidated, but usually in tarot decks it's not really as negative as you think it is. It's usually about like a rebirth or like a new start, something like that. So let's see what this deck has to say. Events have worked together to create the need for change, a type of change that is organic, a natural outcome, and ending to a stagnant and unhealthy situation. Change is usually scary. Humans prefer the known to the unknown, and loss, even if it clears the way for theoretically better things, is still loss, and it hurts. So change is coming and it is necessary. Don't try to stop it. Acknowledge grief, take time to mourn, things like that. I feel like this is calling to go with my goal of reading something outside of my comfort zone, like a manga or a classic or a banned book. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this card, is we need to change. We need to mix it up. So I'm going to try to not pick a romance for this card. It'll probably be like a classic, a banned book, manga, something like that. Or maybe even a fantasy, honestly, because for the whole month of January, I didn't read any fantasy. I read one of the books in Black Tiger Brotherhood, but that's more like paranormal romance. It's not like super high fantasy, you know what I mean? So I could also squeeze one of those in. We'll see, but that's what that card is giving me. Time for a change, time to mix it up with the genre. All right, let's pull the next card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8 of, what is it, spears? Wands. The 8 of Wands. All the ducks are in a row and ready to fly. Events have been set in motion and moving quickly. The end result should not be a surprise because it is the logical conclusion. Whatever steps have been taken, they'll continue on perhaps faster than anticipated. You've done all the work, so just step back and let things play out. I'm getting two things from this. You've done all the work, so just step back and let things play out. Like, should I just pick a random book off of my shelves? Or I'm also getting from this card, like, to not overthink something, like just go with the next logical conclusion. Like, I could definitely see this being like, okay, you know you're in the middle of the Thorn Chapel series, just continue that series. Also, the end result should not be a surprise. I feel like I'm definitely gonna pick a romance because those always have an HEA. There's no plot twists, there's no surprises in a romance. So I feel like maybe I'll use this to pick like the Thorn Chapel series that I'm currently reading, or maybe like the Tessa Bailey one, because that one is so like predictable romance. We have, ooh, the 6 of Swords. Oh, this one is so pretty. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, let's see what the 6 of Swords is giving us. The only solution seems to be to run away. That is not always the right answer, but sometimes getting to a safer place is the only option. A peaceful place for regrouping, get out of a situation so you can see more clearly what you're dealing with. So it feels like kind of like distancing yourself, going to a safe place. Maybe like going to a comfort read. It's kind of what I'm getting from this. Yeah, I feel like especially with what the card is representing, this is giving maybe like going to like the backlist of a comfort author, or maybe even pulling in a reread. Who knows? We have, oh, this was reversed, the Page of Swords. I love the art style of the sword cards the most, I think, with this deck. And they definitely give like fantasy vibes. Smart, quick to learn, easily bored. Once he understands something, he gets really good at using that knowledge to get what he wants. Even if it is to simply amuse himself, sometimes at the expense of others. He's immature, he's seen things as black and white. He's clever and insightful, but he can also be gossipy and judgmental. So being a know-it-all, playing clever but cruel jokes, hurting others to show off. This is giving enemies to lovers. I feel like every enemies to lovers romance book has that kind of dynamic with one of the main characters. Maybe someone who's like judgy at first until they learn more about the other main character, and that's when they kind of start to get a soft spot for them. You know what I mean. Ooh, the Fool. There's a puppy. Ooh, okay, this is fun. I love when I get the major arcana. The Fool is the adventurer, the hero on the journey. He's a new soul ready to incarnate on Earth. He doesn't have much to bring with him. We don't know for sure what he carries in his bag. A new beginning, the need for courage and faith, taking a step that some would consider foolish. Listen to your instincts, do the thing you want to do even if you're scared. I kind of want to use this to pick like a fantasy for someone where, because I feel like this is a very common theme in fantasy books where they have to like go on a journey, or like no one thinks that they're doing the right thing but they're determined to make their path anyway. That's giving the vibe. And if I can find one with like an animal companion, that would be a bonus. We have, oh, this was reversed, the Judgment card. But again, it was reversed, so that's kind of scary. Let's see. The Fool yearns to do something more, to serve something greater than himself. So if it's reversed, ask yourself, why am I ignoring what I know I should be doing? All right. This is definitely going to be picking something up my physical TBR that's also in a series. Okay? Like, we know what I should be doing. That's really all I should be reading. Yep. So this card's calling me out for sure. For sure. The Three of Wands. I feel like I'm only getting wands and swords. What's up with that? Okay, choices have been made and actions have been taken. Initial responses show early indications of success, but the story isn't over yet. It's time to wait and see what happens. Like the figure in the card, you're waiting for your ship to come. Will it be laden with treasures, or will the contents fall short of your expectations? Help things along, plan for your next step, make use of your time. I feel like this could be a good one to pick something that's like highly anticipated, because it says like you're waiting for the ship to come. Will it be laden with treasures, or will the contents fall short of your expectations? So I feel like I could use this to pick a card that's like I'm really anticipating, or like a really hyped book or series, something like that. That gives me lots of options. All right, this is our last card. Ooh, the Knight of Swords. Oh, that's amazing. I love this deck. Okay, it's giving fantasy again. The Knight of Swords is committed to the truth. He is, like all knights, focused and driven. He uses words and logic to support his own agenda. Skilled with words, he convinces people that he's right. Great power brings great responsibility. Fighting for the truth is great. Don't assume your truth is everyone's truth. Make sure you've examined the big picture, including opposing ideas, before you fight your ideas. Again, this is giving... all the sword cards just give me fantasy vibes. So I feel like I'm just gonna pick a fantasy where there's someone like trying to uncover the truth, or maybe I could use this to pick like a mystery of some kind, because mystery or like thrillers are all about trying to uncover the truth. So I've got my 8 cards. I'm gonna go hunt my shelves and see what we can scrounge up. The Death card that we got. This one, I'm gonna use this as an opportunity for change, to change up the genre. We're gonna go with a manga, and I picked Firefly Wedding. I already have this downloaded. I'm pretty sure I already bought the first 3 volumes. That way, if I like it, I can binge it. This is kind of like the first like manga I'm giving myself permission to buy and read. Hopefully, if all goes well, I can look at like library options just so it's a little bit more affordable. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm so new to the world of manga, so if you have any tips for like where to find them, let me know, because Amazon's expensive for manga, I'm not gonna lie. All right, next I had the 8 of Wands. That one was more so about like the next logical conclusion in something, because I'm filming this like a week before January is over, and I plan on reading Feast of Sparks, which is book 2 in the Thorn Chapel series. So the next logical conclusion would be to go into the rest of the series. There's Harvest of Sighs and then Door of Bruises, so I could do that. Or same thing, I'm also going to be reading the second book in the Romancing the Clarkson series by Tessa Bailey. So next logical conclusion would be the 3rd book, Too Hard to Forget, and then the 4th book is Too Beautiful to Break. So I feel like I'm gonna go with one of these depending on which one like catches my attention more in the next week. So that will be the 8 of Wands, picking the next logical conclusion. Next was the 6 of Swords, which was kind of like going to a safe space or getting distance from some of the other things. I feel like a lot of the things on my TBR that you're going to see coming up are like a little bit on the darker, more fantasy side. So I thought I would definitely give myself a sure thing with this, the Game Changer series by Rachel Reed. This is male hockey romance. There's like 6 books in the series. I have all of them. I'm obsessed with Heat of Rivalry, the TV show, so I want to read the books now. So that'll be kind of like my safe space for the month. Something more comforting in comparison to some of the other like heavier reads that I have. All right, next we have The Page of Swords. This was a tough one, I'm not gonna lie, but it's kind of giving like enemies to lovers a little bit, but it also said, like, it talked about using discernment. Some people are like gossipy, judgmental, recognize your own intelligence, but also admit that you don't know what you don't know, reserve judgment, foster curiosity. And this reminded me of two characters. I actually just read The Heiress Gets a Duke by Harper St. George, and I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite. So I kind of want to read the next book in the series to see, like, was it just that book or is it this author that I don't like? So the next book in the series is on Hoopla. The audiobook is, so that way I'm not like adding to my library. I don't have to buy an ebook or a physical book or anything. It's free. I can just listen to the next book, which is called The Devil and the Heiress, I believe. These characters have Page of Swords written all over them. The female main character knows he's up to something. She's trying to figure it out, but like he thinks he knows everything, but she is different than what he expects. So I feel like the vibes of these side characters from the first book, it's actually the sister to the girl that was in the first book. So you kind of see like little snippets, and I'm curious to see if I'm gonna like their story more and if I'll be able to continue the series or if this author just isn't for me. So I feel like that'll be a good opportunity for that. Okay, then we had the Fool card, which is kind of like a young new character going into like a journey. It's giving me like fantasy vibes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the next book by A.L. Jackson in her Darkness series. I believe it's called Walking in the Darkness. I read Visions of Darkness last year and I really enjoyed it. I do just have to read the next book that comes. I'm pretty sure this is just a duet. I don't think there are any more books. So technically I'll be finishing a series. I don't have the physical copy yet, but I'm sure if I enjoy it, I will buy one because I do already have the first book physically. So, and in this one, it's kind of like a YA vibe where the female main character is only like 18, I think, like maybe new adult, and she's in this like mythical world, and she is kind of taking on something that all of her loved ones are telling her not to do it, but she's doing it anyway. So it's definitely giving me the Fool vibes, but in a good way. Okay, then we had the Judgment card, which that card was totally calling me out. It's like, you know what to do, why aren't you doing it? So it's like, you have physical books that are in a series that you need to read, just freaking do it already. So we're gonna go with the next book in the Dark Olympus series by Katie Robert. This is Dark Restraint. This is actually one of the only ones I have physically. I don't have the whole series or anything, but I got this one from like a used bookstore, and I knew that it was coming up on my TBR because I think I already had the one before this on my Kindle. I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna read that. I'll be able to go into this next. So now it's time. I can finally pull out this physical copy and make progress in a series. I'm pretty sure after this book, I only have 3 left. This has 10 books. This is book 7. So yeah, I know. I know what to do. Read a book in a series page. Read a book you already own page. The Judgment card knew what it was doing. Okay, then we went with 3 of Wands, which that one was very much about like, okay, you've been waiting for this ship to come. Is it gonna have all your treasures? Is it gonna be everything you were hoping for? Or is it going to fall flat? Are you gonna be disappointed? This is a big anticipated one. Throne of Glass. It's finally happening. I've been wanting to read the series for years. It's finally happening. Katie and I are doing a read along on Fable. I will link it down below. I will also link our live show where we're going to talk about all the details, give a breakdown of how it's going to go, the schedule, what the Fable book club entails. But just to give you a brief thing, the Fable app allows you to kind of like chat with people and comment on different parts of the book. There's no spoilers. You can put where you're at in the book and it'll only show you everything up until that point. You won't see any comments past the point that you're at. We'll probably like do like 1 book every other month, something like that. Like I said, the schedule and everything will be linked, but this is a very popular fantasy series. Whether you've read it or you haven't read it, please join us. We're newbies, but I know there are going to be other people in the group that have already read it. So it'll be fun to kind of get different perspectives. And we are starting with Throne of Glass. We are not reading Assassin's Blade first. It's kind of like a prequel, but we're going to save it until like closer to the publication order. So I think it's like book 3 or 4 in the order that we're doing. So The time has come. We're gonna see what all the hype is about and if we love this as much as we love ACOTAR, because Katie and I are big fans of ACOTAR. So we'll see if this lives up to it. Last one was the Knight of Swords, which is all about seeking truth. So I'm gonna go with a new book I just picked up, Kingdom of the Wicked. This one is about a female main character whose sister has just been murdered, and she's like on the hunt to figure out what happened to her. She sets out to find her sister's killer and to seek vengeance at any cost, even if it means using dark magic that's been long forbidden. One thing that the the Knight of Swords card mentioned is seeking truth even when it's like bad, or even when you're like not aligned or you're coming from a bad place. Then on the other side, the male main character, his name is Wrath. He's one of the wicked who are the princes of hell. He claims to be on her side, but he's tasked by his master with solving a series of women's murders on the island. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. So I feel like that's going to be the perfect theme to finally pick up this trilogy. I only have the first book so far. If I like it, I will be getting the other 2 books. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. All right. So that, in addition to the book club book, that's going to be everything for the February TBR. I'm excited. We've got 5 physical books, 1 audio, 2 Kindle books. I'm making progress in a lot of series. I'm checking off a lot of things on my 2026 goals. It'll be very satisfying to see that in my journal. I will link that video up above if you want to see my 2026 goals in the reading journal. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe so you can see how I feel about all these books when I read them. And I'll see you guys next time.